It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. I was looking at the thumbnail for tonight's show, and I said to myself, things I do not know. This is going to be a very short show. So, because I know it's going to be a short show, I grabbed a couple of things that I recently got, and I figured we'd start the night off with a little bit of an unboxing, and then we'll get to what I don't know, because we all know that I don't know what I don't know, and I prove that every week here on the show. But before we get into the unboxing, I thought I would mention a little story that happened to me today, and maybe you guys can help me out, because I gotta admit, I'm a little confused. I don't know where I went wrong, but maybe somebody could help me. So I was eating lunch at my desk, as I do quite often for work, because, you know, nobody really cares that you want to eat. Sometimes you just gotta, keep going. So I had a banana, I had yogurt, and I had a shake with me. And I was drinking the shake and eating the banana. And after I ate the banana, I had taken the banana peel and I had put it on top of my little cup of yogurt. And I'm in meetings. I went from one meeting, I went to another meeting, and I was in one of my meetings, and I was like, let me eat my yogurt. And I looked down at the yogurt, and I expect to see the banana peel sitting on top of the yogurt. But when I looked down at the yogurt, the banana peel was gone. But I didn't remember what I did with the banana peel. I remember eating the banana. I remember having a conversation about, eating at your desk at work. So I remember very specifically putting the banana peel over the yogurt, but I don't know where the banana peel went. So I looked through my trash. I looked all around on the floor. I even checked my pockets. I checked my shorts pockets. I checked my, I had a sweatshirt on the back of my chair. I checked those pockets. And I just couldn't, like, I'm racking my brain. I'm like, okay, there's a bathroom in the hallway. So sometimes I will, go to the bathroom and I'll throw things away in the hallway instead of throwing away in the office, especially food items, because I don't want food items in here. But I was like, no, because I ate the banana during one meeting and went right into the next meeting. So I didn't have time to go to the bathroom, and I don't remember actually opening the trash to throw it. So I'm trying to figure out what happened to the banana. I still don't know. And that's where I need people's help. Where did the banana go? I mentioned this to my coworkers, and I figure, like, within a month or so, I'll probably find the banana. It'll start smelling or whatever, and it'll show up. So there could be a follow-up to this story. There might not be a follow-up to this story, but I don't know what happened to the banana. It is a complete and total mystery to me. Just like the difference between percents and degrees, where the banana peel went, it's a mystery. I just don't know what happened to it. I don't know where it went. So if you ever come over, look for the banana, because it might still I don't know where it went. I do have a couple things over my desk, though. I thought we could just kind of quickly go through a couple of the items. One thing we got in the mail, or I say we as if everybody got it. Joe Rader, Black Rock Central. Joe Rader, president engineer, as seen on YouTube from the Black Rock Central Railroad, sent me a sticker for his railroad. I will add this to my sticker collection. I need to find a place to start putting the stickers. So I don't know. I don't know what people are saying. Check your dryer at home. Maybe the banana is lost to a degree or a percent. That could be. Mini Prince liked the story. Bernard, do you have bananas for sale? Can I get an N scale banana? I'm not old enough to have, old enough for that banana problem. I hope you're talking about I can't remember where I put my banana problem. Yeah. Everyone put a banana in the background of your video or live stream. Yes, if people can find the banana during tonight's stream, I will be very impressed. All I can figure is I must have thrown it away, but I just, oh, is there a story to this? Lost banana is better than a lost ink blot? Oh, Office Mario Kart mystery block. There you go. Now I understand. So I lost my scale. I've got a lot of scales. That's one thing. The dog, the dog could have been, might have been an answer, but wasn't an answer. Didn't happen. It could also be under the desk. I did actually look under the desk pretty thoroughly as well, because I thought, it's got to be here somewhere. It's got to be. Yeah, the saga continues. Where's Heath's banana? This box right here I got in the mail. This was a gift from a member that follows this channel that lives out in the desert. And he had this locomotive, and it is a locomotive that I really like. Oh boy, I hope it's not in a drawer, because that would just be bad. Oh, so here, speaking of, this is the box that Mr. Lin sent me. And if we open up the box, he sent me a little purple top with a High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club pin, actually 2 of them in here. I got a High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club sticker to go along with it. And then I got this item right here. I brought this item to the last op session that I went to. When we got to the op session, the layout owner was having power problems. He rewired his breaker panel so that we could start the op session. And then about 45 minutes into the op session, the power company has decided to shut off the power. So didn't get to do the op session, but I brought this to the op session and shared this because this locomotive was something that was pretty common in the area. And it turned out that several people at the op session have converted these to DCC with sound. So I've got some work to do on it. I do think I do eventually want to convert it to DCC. I think that would be a lot of fun. And looks like I have some resources to lean on to find them. But this is a pretty awesome looking locomotive. You don't know, this is a box cab. I'm curious, I have not actually looked it up yet. Does Great Northern actually have any box cabs? I don't know. Maybe Mr. Split Rock, who doesn't have any bananas, will know whether the Great Northern had a box cab. But I'm familiar with these on like the CNJ and running the waterfront scenes, which is why a lot of people in this area have these. Oh, there we go. Caboose 121 says GN does have box cabs. Although Split Rock says GN did not have box cabs. So there we go. We got a little fight going on. Yes. No. Yes, this is HO. Unfortunately, I have yet to find a like a factory built. Oh, GN had box cabs, but electric box cabs. This is HO. I've yet to find any N-scale ones. There is somebody on Shapeways that is selling the tops for them, and you just have to then motorize them and stuff like that, which I might plan to do. But it does run. Lynn actually ran it on his layout before he sent it to me. It's a pretty cool locomotive the way it works. It's got this like gearbox here on the bottom, and then there's two drive shafts that actually feed both sets of wheels. So both sets of these wheels actually are powered, I guess you can say. I don't think it's a roundhouse. Somebody, Lynn will probably know what it is, but I don't know if it might be Roundhouse MDC. I don't remember. I know it's definitely older. Now that you say that, it might be Roundhouse MDC. I don't remember. Somebody will know. But this was a really cool thing. Came in the mail a couple weeks ago. There we go. We got another vote for MDC. Came in the mail a little bit ago. I showed it off, and it's been living safe and sound in this box right here for a little while, just so nothing happens to it. Oh, are they are rare. It's funny you say they're rare, because one of the guys that I met at the op session was like, yeah, I've got 5 of those that I've converted to DCC and sound. I'm like, 5 of them? So apparently there are some out there. But yes, there are roundhouse box cabs that have cleaning cars, and they've got like tubes on the end of them, and essentially they took this box car and, you know, added something to the outside of it, which was really kind of silly. I don't believe this one ever had the cleaning thing though, unless I'm mistaken, but who knows? I've been mistaken a couple times. How many floors up am I? This is considered the second floor of the building, but the first floor is a tall floor, so you know, it's late. If you push 2 on the elevator, you get to this floor. But yeah, Lynn says it's not a cleaning car. I don't think it ever was a cleaning car. Let's get this this next item off my bench. As a couple people may know, I'm thinking about building a new layout, And one of the things that you have to go through when you build a new layout is building benchwork. And one aspect of benchwork is right angles. So I decided, even though I'm probably not building this layout until the fall-ish, I can't stop thinking about building this layout, which is where this whole percent degree thing started, was because I'm so obsessed with building this new layout that I can't stop thinking about it. So to scratch the itch a little bit, I went on Amazon and I found these 90-degree right angle clamps. And there are some really cheap ones. There are some really nice ones. These were kind of in the middle, so I don't know if these are actually any good or not. But I got a set of these. When they showed up, they were actually a lot bigger than I realized. These things, these are massive. I don't know. I'm gonna have to probably find another set that's smaller, because these are just, I mean, they'll work. But what I'm planning on putting together is just some 3/4 plywood. So I don't need these such big 90-degree clamps. So if somebody knows where to get some decent 90-degree clamps to put together plywood that don't cost an arm and a leg, let me know. I'm looking at these now and I'm thinking maybe I'll return them. I mean, these are just massive. Again, they would work. They're just really big, really big. But you know, I'm so experienced with angles and degrees that I thought I should get a set. But these are just a little extreme, as Norman Rowe says. They're a bit of overkill, and I think I must actually agree, if I can figure out how to get them in the box. So, does anyone remember how they went in the box? There we go. There we go. Something like that. Shh, don't look at that. You'll give me $15 for them? I think they were $30 on Amazon. And I can return them, so I don't know. Or maybe I'll keep them. I've got, when I was doing the T-Track modules, I got some 24-inch of those clamps, those squeeze clamps, and I don't know what I'm going to use 24-inch squeeze clamps. Those are a little long. So we're going to do some degrees this week and convert them to grades, maybe. So I've got some things here. We'll get to these things in a second. I've got a couple other things here. But yeah, we're gonna look at we'll look at degrees in a second. Yeah, they're over here. I thought I was wrong. I thought I was wrong once, but then I realized I was wrong about being wrong. I understand. Yeah, I don't know yet. My plan for my bench work is a little something like what I got here right now, and I am going to probably likely use a similar method to what Otter Creek and Rio Grande did on his layout, but hopefully it'll work out. So this is kind of a little bit interesting. I thought I'd show these items. I did get the Father's Day cars from Microtrains. They made them in both N scale and in Z scale, and that's what these two cars are. What I thought was interesting, though, is if you compare it, this here is an N scale 36-foot wood reefer, and this looks closer in size to the Z scale boxcar than it does to the N scale boxcar. So I thought it was interesting how, like, this is what is this, 1932-ish? I am not planning on being a father anytime soon. Absolutely, absolutely not planning to be a father. But I do have a father, and my father is essentially who got me into trains. So, yeah, yeah. You have a plastic device that looks like my picture of the door. But yeah, it's interesting to see how this is a modern 60-foot high cube boxcar, and this is I guess like a 1932 inch, 36-foot wood reefer. So it's kind of neat how it changed. I did get these boxcars from Iron Planet Hobbies. Iron Planet Hobbies has started carrying Microtrain stuff, and they do have some stuff on their website that you can order right from the website, but you can also just email Ryan up if there's something that you want, and he'll check out whether you can get it or not. But he's got a bunch of N-scale stuff and a bunch of Z-scale stuff. So along with Iron Planet Hobbies, this channel does have some support. One of the ways we were supported last week was a couple people bought gift memberships for the YouTube memberships. So I have updated my thank you video, which I'm gonna play right now.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
So Dennis from Otter Creek says, anyone here use a Raspberry Pi with Decoder Pro? I do have a Raspberry Pi set up. It's running JMRI. I have used it with Decoder Pro. It works just fine. I'm using Steve Todd's disk image or JMRI image on the Raspberry Pi, but I don't use it anymore. When I started doing the panels and the Operations Pro, for whatever reason, I did not find using the Raspberry Pi as easy as just using a computer, and I happen to just have an old computer. So having a device with a keyboard and a monitor and everything made it easier for me to just put JMRI on it. So I don't use my Raspberry Pi much anymore, but it works fine. From everything I've seen, it works just fine. So, and I just lost the connection. With Digitrax or other, I use mine over LocoNet, the USB to LocoNet connection. I have not set it up yet as a LocoNet server. That is something I do want to try at some point. Speaking of that LocoNet server, one of the projects that I got recently is the Purple Hat, which is this guy, which I need to take the time to set up and get working, and take this for a little trip around the layout. I'm looking, the magnets are taped in here, and I'm trying to see if I can actually see two of them or not. But this will connect to JMRI through the LocoNet server and hopefully give me some good information. But yeah, just like Don, that's what I was using, the RPI 4 with both the PR4 and also with the DR5000 with either of those. But yeah. Okay, next thing. Let's go. Quick. This is a book I got. I've been trying not to get as many trains. I've been trying to get books. Something I'm trying to do is learn a little bit more. This whole down the rabbit hole of operations thing has inspired. Oh, I didn't realize it was going to be wrapped more. Has inspired me to try and learn. So this is a book that I am gonna hopefully get open. I've been getting more into the New York Central just with what I am looking to model. So I've been buying books around things like the New York Central, and so I got this book here, which is the Great Steel Fleet, 1948 to 1967, which is just before when I think my layout's going to be based. The story of the layout, obviously, not obviously, but is just after New York Central was selling off all of the car floats. So this will be, essentially just before the big sale. But I thought this was neat, and I thought the advertisement on the back of the New York Central pacemaker was kind of interesting. Another book that I got, I'm into kind of the waterfront scenes and stuff, and I found this book. Whose book was this? Now I forget. Railroading Along the Waterfront with Eli Rantanis, published by somebody called Walthers. I don't know if anybody's heard of them. But so it's got these really cool, waterfront pictures. This one's in Western Maryland. But it's just all about waterfront operations. Bunch of, car floats and stuff like that. So I thought this would be a cool thing. Yeah, I just saw that SMT did a video on that. Train World sells those sets for generally cheaper than what you can buy them for at a train show. Don't ask me why I know that, but I have two. There's like 4 sets. I have two of those sets. I showed this earlier, this 36-foot reefer, but this is a set of 4 that I got. These are a part of the brewery series. So this is car number 4. This is car number 11. I really like these 36-foot wood reefers. 2 of these are 36-footers, which would be these 2. 2 of these are 36-footers. 2 of these are 40-footers. So even within the wood reefers, they did get bigger. That's exactly what I said. Who are they? Yeah, Jub, I like the beer cars as well. One of the things that I do kind of want to put on the new layout, if I can figure out how to get it in there, is that my thought is that for Manhattanville, let's add a couple things in. For Manhattanville, which is going to be this area over here, I think this area along the back wall is likely going to be Domino's, because I just like the Domino's factory. I think it looks cool. But I think the Mink building was a big building in Manhattanville back in the day, and it was a brewery. So I'm thinking that this area down here might be representative of a brewery. So I got a couple of these old reefers. I think they're a lot of fun. I think they are. I like the. I have a book somewhere of all of these yellow billboards. Well, I've got a billboard refrigerator cars, but this isn't the one I was looking for. There's one called like the Great Yellow something or other. I forget what. Somebody will post the name of it. But this is that. Otter Creek, if you were paying attention, I showed the Benchwork. Where were you? I got so many layers. The Benchwork currently looks like this. I've cut it down significantly. So, Yeah, there we go. We're back to the yellow banana again. See? So maybe that's, yeah. Yeah, Norman, I know. I'm a little nervous because these are a part of a set. I don't think I'll buy all of them, but I do. I am definitely trying to reduce my collecting and focus a little bit more on operations. And I've got a bunch of Lionel O scale stuff up there that I think I'm going to get rid of a bunch of it. And there's some HO stuff as well that I think I'm going to get rid of. And I think I'm going to go down to just circus stuff for the collection and get rid of all the other stuff and just don't have it. So Otter Creek wants to know where is I'm sorry, but Paul, that is hilarious. There absolutely should be. So Jub, reach out to me, email me. It's the shipping that I am not looking forward to, but we can talk. Okay, so is that measurements and metrics of bananas? Okay, so Otter Creek asks about the desk. So let's just take a little look here. I've got a layer. I don't know if you can see the layer. Let's see if I move this over a little bit. I've got a layer right here that's called desk. But I don't think that's really what you want to know. I think you really want to know where's the computer going to go, right? So the thought for the computer is it's going to go down in this corner here. Keyboard tray will go under the Benchwork. The monitors and stuff I will mount to the wall. I did not realize that I, of course, made the monitors and everything the same exact color. But the idea is that the camera is red, is that red box in the background, and the the monitors and stuff are what I'm making yellow right now. So that's the thought. It's basically exactly in the same place where I have it now. Now, where's the desk going? I need to have a garage sale. I just don't have a garage. Yeah, Norm, it's still a pain in the ass. I mean, N-scale stuff is simple to ship. O-scale stuff, ooh, I think that would be the most common AP is if they had one. No circus stuff will be. My wife made me take the mini sub flat car off the layout. I think I actually have that one. That is hilarious. Where is the desk gonna go? Right now, the desk is a square sitting in the center of the room. I don't know where the desk is gonna be. I think for a while, the desk is likely going to be, the layout. But the idea, well, so where's the top of the desk going to be for the unboxings? The theory is that once I start building out this layout, I will probably have a lot of, oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. There will probably be a lot of videos on actually building the layout. While I do know that when you're building out a layout, you are likely to buy things, so there will be unboxings, but I figure I'll just do it on the layout because it's going to probably be a little bit of a while before I've got any track down or anything like that. So there's that. The last box that I want to open before we get into all of the things that I know that I don't know. There is a window. Oh, wait, let's talk about the window for a second real quick. I do have a window. The window is actually directly to my right. A lot of the times I keep the window shades closed to keep the sun from beating down on everything and sun bleaching it. So it stays closed a lot. So I have two options for the next layout. If you can read the Benchwork heights that I'm showing here, the 39 inches and whatnot, that is set up so that it's 39 inches high with a 3.5-inch riser, which brings me basically up to the window sill. So currently, this is what I'm thinking for Benchwork. But then I watched a video by somebody named Boomer Dioramas talking about being engaged in the layout, and how the layout being at a higher height and being able to kind of, look right into the layout, especially when it's N scale. Well, he didn't say this, but from my experience, especially when it's N scale, if you can look more straight at it, that it's just, more engaging or whatnot. So I am considering foregoing this and just putting the layout, probably not, so where the layout is now is, I don't know how high it is. I'm gonna use my my little digital meter here. Let's see if it'll tell me how high it is. So the current layout is at 48 inches. My thought might be to get it up to 54-ish inches, which then is going to block the window. So I don't know. I'm not sure. So yeah, well, it needs to be low enough that you can easily get a skewer in there. I don't want it too low though. I don't want to. Yeah. Can you see the window in this view? Let's see. Yeah. So here's the window, right here. So I kind of think. I don't know. I'm curious. How high are your layouts? What do you guys? Yeah, you didn't see the thing. The window sill is 43 inches from the ground. See, and Split Rock, that's the thing though. I'm not going to have an upper level. So my thought is that I would put basically this window, the tracks that run in front of the window, right? So if I get rid of this and I turn on the mainline track and the passing side, where is it? Yard. So there'll be these two tracks in front of the window. The thought is to line those up with the windowsill. So I'm not sure. Yeah, Roger, I know Rogers is higher. Rogers is at 52, and I kind of like, I mean, that height, at least in the background of the videos. I don't know how well it operates, but yeah, it's dark outside. It's 8:37. Lower level is 42. Mine is 48 inches plus 1 inch for alligator, so 51 plus cork. So that's taller. 52 with a 10-inch rise. Yeah, so I don't, Cameron's is 52 as well. See, this makes me think that maybe I want it higher. Now, the other option that I thought about is that I would do a layout where I would have some just rolling stools or something. And the theory being that if I had rolling stools, people could sit on the stools and operate. And how nice is that? How nice would that be? I don't have any big reaches. The longest reach, I think, is planned to be 19 inches. So I don't really have any long reaches. So I'm debating on the height of the layout. That is one of the things on my mind. Well, Ralph, that's exactly it. Like, I want people, especially for an ops layout, I don't want people to have to be rolling around in chairs. I want them to easily be able to move around the layout and stuff. Well, and as Russ says too, if it's higher, then it's a little easier to work underneath it. So I'm considering going higher and just blocking the window. And as I mentioned, I do have those two tracks that'll go in front of it. So right now, As you guys can kind of see from this view, the staging yard is right here. So there won't be a staging yard. It'll just be 2 tracks. The benchwork will be about 5 inches wide. So I'm already climbing over it. So I don't know. All right, who wants to do this math? 950 millimeters bottom deck, 1275 middle, and 14 top. Yeah, I don't know. Mine is 33 due to a ceiling. My layout is at roughly 48 inches high. The height of my layout was based on the wife. She's 4'10". There you go. You know, that's important. I don't think 32, well, but you have a multi-level layout, Thomas, right? Yeah, and that's it too. I do want to do scenes that are lit and stuff like that. So the lighting and everything is important. So that is definitely a factor for what I am considering. So I don't know. I'm still... Part of me wants to build something sooner than later, and yet part of me thinks that I need to just keep thinking about this and just keep kind of figuring it out. Ralph says, so everyone is a different height physically, so the guide used to be between your chin and... See, I think chin's a little too high, though. I think it wants to be like below your armpit, so that like if you reach straight out, you're not basically knocking all the cars off the layout. But if it's above the arm, then you're reaching up and around. So I don't know, chin and armpit. What do we say? Oh, 950 millimeters is 37 inches. There you go. Chin and armpit. You don't have room to roll around anyway. They're actually, if we go back to the layout drawing for a second here, I have some rulers set up, and I'm going to have an open space in the center of 80 inches by 72 inches. So it's decent. It's definitely decent. And you say needs to be able to sit in a chair. The chairs that I sit in now are, you know, are higher chairs. They're all my chairs in here now are bar stools. So yeah, it's not a deep reach. Let's remove this stuff and look at some of the benchwork rulers. You can see. So the deepest reach is over here, which is 19 inches. But in the back are just staging tracks. So they're nothing that you would actually have to reach. The only thing you'd actually really need to reach is the car float, which is, you know, in the front there. The other kind of deep-ish or reach would be around 15 inches, which is in this other yard. But again, in this case down here, the back is all just staging tracks, so you wouldn't need to reach them either way. So Dennis from Otter Creek says, I went with armpit and a little lower. Yes, to be able to stay on top of rolling stock. So if you do it higher, you can have a rolling desk. Well, and that's the other thing is it, well, oh, not that one, sorry. If you notice, I've got a lot of shelves of stuff. So if the layout is higher, what I could do is take a lot of the stuff on the shelves here, put it in storage and stuff under the layout instead of over the layout, which I think would be a really good thing to do. I'm already using a bunch of these like drawer things here. So I would just get more of these drawer things. And like Jerry said, if I make it higher, I could do a rolling desk, or I could just actually have a desk under there. So yeah, but I don't know. My next op session that I'm going to is July 1st, and I need to think a little bit about the reach. The other thing with the reach is I do have these as well. These little fold-up stool things. I think these are pretty fantastic. So, worst case, when I go to work on something, I use this if it's a little bit taller. So I'm really it's really more about, am I comfortable blocking the window? I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes. I'm not sure. My layout's 52 inches tall, and I have shelves under the entire layout for storage, except where my desk workbench rolls under. And that's it. Is to get the shelf. I want to clean this background up a little bit. If you guys, you can't really see it, but the mess that is over here right now and on the floor over here, it's just too much. Yeah, well, John, that's the other thing, right? I mean, got to watch the derailments. All right, so I want to open this really quickly, and then we're going to talk about degrees and percents. I do want to get out of here at 9 o'clock. Second section is on tonight, and they have a gentleman named Lance Mindheim. If you don't know Lance Mindheim, he has written several books on building shelf layouts, operations of shelf layouts, designing shelf layouts, all kinds of little things like that. Ralph, you have no idea. That is a understatement of the century. I do have too much stuff. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about it, but I do want to pare down some of the things that I have and get rid of things that don't, like Marie Kondo says or whatever, get rid of the stuff that doesn't bring you joy. If you go higher, you can put a couch under it. That is true too. That is true too. I don't think so. Yeah, James probably just has too many locomotives. And Roy, unfortunately, I think I agree with you. So, I didn't know there were going to be peanuts in here. This was an unfortunate discovery of peanuts. Let's see if I can dump some of these peanuts in with, nope, no banana. No banana in the peanuts. I left the name on this. I don't know if anybody caught it. Island Model Works is where I got these from. It's a local guy. So Ralph, part of what I'm very interested in is the circus stuff. So I'm going to get rid of anything in the other scales that is not circus related. So I do have some items that are non-circus related that are especially in O scale. There's a period in O scale where I bought some stuff that I bought it because it looked fun. I don't know what I was thinking, but I bought it because it looked fun. Okay, so he forgot to send me the decals. He will be sending me the decals. But what I got is a set of R62 subway cars. I got bottoms for some of them. So I got 3 of them with bottoms, and I've got 1 of them without a bottom. This is made, I believe, to fit on a Tommy Tech TM04. I am waiting to confirm that, but yeah, so the Z-scale stuff, like the N-scale stuff and the Z-scale stuff, don't take up a lot of space. So it's not that. I mean, the problem, HON3, I don't have any HON3 stuff. The problem is that I recently got a really great deal on the LGB Wilson Brothers circuit set, and I just couldn't turn down the deal. It was just such a great deal. It's such a great set, but G-scale takes up a lot of space, and they made a lot of circus stuff in O-scale. So between the G-scale and the O-scale, they just take up space. So I just have to pare down. That's all. So I think this fits the Tommy Tech TM04. These R62 cars are the one train, which is my local my local train is the one train. So I am going to, one of the plans on my layout, or at least the thought, we'll see if it actually pans out, is to have a subway track that is around here. And I don't know the exact height of it, but I am building, if you can kind of make out the edge of the benchwork, the edge of the benchwork is just behind where the subway goes. So it is actually going to be in front of the rest of the layout. So it'll come out here on this side. It'll go behind and be hidden. And then it'll come out again on the other side here. And this will just be a back and forth. So I got these 4 cars to kind of have a back and forth subway thing. Yeah, I know. This isn't even my apartment. This is a closet, as people say. Yes, a closet. Russ, you got to do it. It's a closet with a window. So we talked about degrees last week, and we did a bunch of measurements in degrees. What I learned is that I decided to spend a little extra money. Yes, Nathan, I'm going to do away with the peninsula. And I'll mention that in a second too, but I bought this one because I thought, oh, I'll spend a little bit more money. I'll get the Klein brand version because it's Klein. It'll be a little more durable. But I could have just gotten this little cheap $16 one. But I didn't get the $16 one. I got the Klein one. So what happened was that I was over here doing some grade testing. And everything was going fantastic. I was at 0, right? 0's good. So I turned everything on, and you know, I went to town, and it says, can you guys see what it says? Does that help a little bit? I keep putting that lens on, thinking it's better. So 0%, everything was great. But then when I started raising it up, it became very apparent that something was wrong. And when I say it became very apparent, what I mean is that everybody in chat was saying, hey, pay attention, something's wrong. This doesn't look right. And I was saying, no, I'm sure it's right. I'm sure it's right. I'm not making a mistake. It's right. It was wrong. I was measuring degrees, not percent. As people are very aware that I was missing was that I wanted to be measuring percentage, and I wasn't. So Roy Eltham sent me this really nice digital level. This one does, well, you can't see it in that camera. This one does a bunch of different settings and stuff, but like I have it set to percent right now. So we can, I think the train might be able to pass by. Oh, I just realized I was showing it to the camera. I didn't have it set on. So this one's doing percent. This one's doing degrees. This little $16 one also does degrees. So don't spend, I'm sorry. This little $16 one also does percent. So yeah, everyone kept saying, do the math. And I kept saying, I am doing the math. It's right. And then I actually did the math again. I think my issue that I was having was that I couldn't find my banana. Oh wait, that was this week. I don't know what my issue was last week. But what we can do is, now that I've got all this straightened out and that everything is clear, we can raise this up and we can see that at 2% on this digital level, let's put this here. 2% on the digital level is actually a lot less in degrees. So I was actually trying to test 3.5%. So now we're at 2% on the level. We're at 1 degree and at 2%. and things just work. Things just work so much better. It's doing a little stuttering because I didn't clean the track. But there it goes. Now it's working fine. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is what my typical train length is going to be. And it pulls it fine, no problems at 2%. So all of that drama last week, everything that I was doing was just completely and utterly wrong. But now I have a little confession to make. In person, it's nice and smooth, but I see in the video, it looks like it's stuttering. Yeah, I'm looking, I don't know why, in the video, it's starting to stop. But anyway, it's working really well in person. But then what happened? Read some of Lance Minheim's books. Talk to people that do a lot of operations. Talk to a lot of people that have a lot more experience than you. And a lot of people will tell you, start off small. Don't, less is more. You could always add more later. All that good stuff. I'm sure if we all go watch Second Section afterwards, there is going to be a lot of this conversation of, less is more type of scenario. So now that I got the whole, well, that's funny. How come nobody in the background yelled? Did anybody besides me just notice that the train is doing a little bit of a tilt-a-whirl thing? Apparently I shouldn't run it that far. Although I gotta tell you, that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. I'm going to turn the train off so I don't do that again so that I can finish this conversation. Yeah, boy, wouldn't that be cool to have a teeter-totter on your layout? So I've been having a lot of conversations. I don't know if I like this or not, but I don't know if anybody's noticed. The peninsula is gone. The return loop is gone. There's no return loop here anymore. There's no double level anymore. This is now a single level layout. I don't know if I 100% love this, but there are definitely some advantages to it. For one, it's going to cost significantly cheaper to build. But like if you look down here at the bottom, instead of having a yard on top and staging on the bottom, it's just now all on one level. I've got a view block planned between the classification yard and the staging, so you won't really see the staging on the layout. All you'll really see is the view block, which I think will be kind of interesting. And Robert says no bridges. So here's the thing with the no bridges. If you remember, we talked about these two tracks going in front of the window. And when we were looking at the benchwork, I was showing 39-inch high benchwork with 3.5-inch risers. So the idea is that this will be a bridge because the benchwork's going to be 3.5 inches below that level. So this will be at grade. The benchwork will drop down by the window, and this will be a bridge, and this whole section here will then be up on a bridge. And then when you get to this road here, and this is the road that you take to get into the team track to pick your items up at the team track, that's going to be the division line between where we go from tracks up on a bridge to tracks down on the surface level. And then when we get back on this other side again, we'll have a depressed area for the car float that again, will give me an area for a water scene. I've got a big, nice open area here for some scenery. I got an area in the back here for some scenery. This south staging track here, again, sort of just staging. The idea that I have is if you go look at the 69th Street Transfer Bridge currently, what they have done on some of the other piers is they have put big buildings on them. So the whole pier is I think this one's like a maintenance facility or garbage, a department of, I think it's Department of Sanitation, this one, I think. So the idea being is I'll have a big structure here that essentially hides the staging track. So I'll be able to have a nice piece of scenery back here. Freight terminal, everything. When we go to the 3D view, that's when you can really now see this Manhattanville area over here is all going to be up on bridges. So this whole area will give me a chance. The old layout had tracks on top of the bridges and below the bridges. Now I'm just planning on having tracks here on top of the bridge. So here, this section here, I'm still planning to have the bridge. You can see up here, I've got the roadway, which is the upper roadway. So this up here is going to be up on a bridge. This might become a Z-scale back and forth track. I haven't decided yet, but it is one thought, which will give some sense of distance to have the Z-scale back here. So the double level bridge concept that I had before, I'm still doing, but I just don't have tracks on both the upper and on the lower level. So it just makes things a lot simpler to build. So the door is here. So here is the, where the staging and everything is that I showed, comes around here in front of the window that I'm already partially blocking. The thought was I would partially block it and whatever, but maybe I just need to put this up at 54 inches and call it a day. The idea is that this is going to have a building back here because this area was actually rail served up on top of a bridge. So I maintain, and you can see here, this is where the road is right here. And you can see like that's where it'll go from bridge to flat ground again. So this will all be on flat ground. So I'm still keeping, it's now flat. All of this grade testing that we did last week went away over the last week and everything changed. So I don't know yet what I'm still doing. There's still a lot of time to decide what I really want to do. So I'm going to just keep planning. I'm going to keep playing around. I'm going to keep exploring. I'm going to keep just, having fun, hanging out. There might be some things that I don't know, but, this is fun for me. It's a creative outlet for me. I love this trial and error stuff. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy coming along for the ride, because I am sure there's going to be more errors along the way. But from the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.